Well. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Gabbin' and Games. It's good to see you. This is a new format of the Gabbin' and the Games. I'll tell you what we're doing. It's still all video game news discussion. What's been going on? Let me just give you an update. Fuck it. Let me give you an update. What's been going on? Last week was exceptionally busy in a good way. We were doing Madhouse at 9 o'clock. That's every night this week as well, 9 o'clock to 11 or so. Over on LolCow, weird news, blah, 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 ghosts, paranormal, UFOs, all that good stuff. Me, Tech, Bunny Button. Now, I also did a couple of episodes that are now live over on Colin's channel. We did a Jaffe Moriarty Jaffe, and then we also did a Constellation, which just went up today. So last week was a clusterfuck, trying to figure things out. And what I want to try this week with Gabbin' and Games, which I think is going to be more sustainable, is still all game news, things like that. But I want it to be more of a casual conversation versus me just spitting the Lord's... Because the Lord talks to me. The Lord's Prayer, or whatever that shit's called to you. So that's kind of what's going on. So if you are currently in the room in Discord, in the audience, you can just kind of let me know if you're not shy. I'll bring you on, and you can be part of the conversation. I ask that you don't be annoying. But other than that, it'll be great. Okay. It's always been a conversation, Jaffe says. Where did it go? I got to get my mic out of my face. It has always been a conversation, but it's a lot easier when I don't have to read the chat always. I don't know what to say. Let me get some of these. Let me get some of these initial things that came in while we were waiting to go live. Thank you guys for hanging out and waiting. Arctic Wolf says, what the fuck happened there? Oh, Hector, you can just bring yourself up on the screen. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. All right. Well, our very own Hector Howell is now on the show. How do we make it bigger? Again, shut up. How you doing, Hector? Are you there? Can you hear me? You can't hear me at all. Oh, good. You can hear me. Okay, excellent. Oh, there must be a terrible delay then. Why can't you hear me on Discord then? Yeah, you can't listen on the YouTube stream. If you're in Discord, you need to listen through Discord. Tech, where are you, Tech? Yeah, okay. Go away for now. Come back when Tech comes in and fixes it. Excellent. Okay. Yeah, Arctic Wolf says, we're not going to get into politics, but he says, hey, Jaffe, I think Asmongold's also deserves to be talked about. Absolutely uneducated basement-dwelling primate with severe cognitive impairments. He goes on to say the most fundamental problem of this country is education, lack thereof, have zero critical thinking skills, have no idea how to differentiate between valid information and disinformation. I mean, look, I don't really have any interest in talking about Asmongold any more than I already did. He put out what I considered a pretty ignorant, hurtful clip yesterday, or somebody did, and it was him, and I was whatever. I don't care. I mean, I care. I don't think you're wrong about your point, but everybody thinks they've got the skinny on information. So the left thinks they know better, the right thinks they know better. I imagine, depending on the topic, the truth is sometimes in the middle, sometimes I don't fucking know. But I mean, you're not wrong. I sure wish we all did read a lot more and were more critical thinkers, but it is what it is, baby. I also want to let you know, hey, Tech Protect, somebody shout at Tech Protect over on the Discord. I just talked to him. He's around. I don't know where the fuck he went. David K., thank you for the goddamn membership. Very much appreciated. Let me walk you through what's going on over there, and then we will get to some news, starting with the Switch. Hey! I did know that when I was working at Movie Games. There is an excellent game, one of the best games that company made. I love Gas Station Simulator. And if you go into the back kind of room of the guy who owns the gas station, there is a frame picture of me, which they put in there when I was a consultant for that company, and I was very happy to be part of it. I love that that is in there, and thank you for that super chat, buddy, and thank you for the support. What I wanted to tell you is directly after this show, if we make our membership goal, which is either your own personal membership or gifting memberships, if we get to 40 today, we will watch the first episode of Devil May Cry from Netflix, which is getting some pretty good reviews. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I have waited to watch it. Hopefully we can watch it together as pals do over on the Discord. But you have to be a member, so make sure if you do get a membership today, like Amoko Neko Yasha, if you would like to watch with us, link your account to the Discord, and we can all enjoy the motion. It's not a motion picture. It's a TV show. But thank you, David K, for that. Let me update the goal, and then we will get rolling. I did not see Minecraft this weekend. Tech saw it. Tech, where are you? Let's bring Tech on for a minute. I don't know where the fuck he went. This is going to take me a little bit of time to figure this out. Where, Tech, are you there? God damn it, Maverick. Anyway, the point is, I didn't see it. The movie did incredibly well. Incredibly well. It is the #1 video game opening movie of all time, $163 million. It did better than Barbie's opening. I knew it would do well. I didn't anticipate it doing that well. I don't know if any of you guys saw it except Tech. Eddie T says, how did Minecraft do better than Mario? Mario is Mario. I think, honestly, because it's Mario is very earnest, and the audience that went to see Mario is very earnest. It was a literal, I want to see Mario. I think if you see like what's happening in the theaters with all the, teenagers and young adults losing their shit over the chicken and the fucking whatever, the chicken rally boxing scenario, and cops are being called to break up the fights and people are vomiting in theaters. It's kind of a meme-y kind of thing. So you can go as a kid and watch it, or a family and watch it, or you can go as I'm watching it ironically, right? And I think that probably is what sort of, gave it its legs. Hector says the chicken jockey thing is outrageous. Yeah, I mean, look, Tech, where the fuck are you? This is so weird, because Hector was just in here and Hector said that, Soggy J says Minecraft is bigger than Mario. I mean, that's true too. Well, what do you mean they're not working? Just go grab some other headphones. How many headphones you got in the place? Like you got earbuds or something? But Hector is saying that that when you come into the main chat, he can't hear in the Discord. So we got to get that shit fixed. This is ridiculous. This is goddamn cockadoo ridiculous. Jaffe says, Wolfgang, I know this is the game show, but you should watch the latest John Oliver segment. Shows a lot of data floating around on transports. Yeah, maybe later. Maybe later. I appreciate it, Wolfgang. I mean, you know what I think about it. I think it's one of those issues where people, you know what I think. It's so stupid. The percentage of people who are actually affected by trans athletes in sport, whatever. Where have you been? You got to start streaming more, says Roadkill. I made it clear. Last week was kind of a clusterfuck for a variety of reasons, but we're back all week. We're here for you, baby. We're here for you. Rob the Bod, there's Bukaki. Oh, Bukaki, he's got his name back. I used to think Microsoft was a little crazy, says Brad, for paying $2.5 billion for Minecraft, but I was wrong. Yeah. You goddamn right. You goddamn right. No, it's they're getting their money's worth, and it does make me want to go back and play it. I haven't played it in a while, but my kid still plays it, or at least Calvin does. Sarah was never really a Minecraft player, and he's I go in there and the graphics have gotten a little better. A lot of cool stuff. They just released an update, so it makes me want to go back and play some more. But where did the Eddie Torres was talking about the Nintendo? Hang on, Tech. What do you got? Is it working? Lord have mercy. His name is Tech Protect. Roadkill says I'm 38. I've never played Minecraft one day in my goddamn life. Yeah, it's good. It's worth playing. I mean, it's a very you can play it survival mode, or you can play it like just sort of creative mode. So it doesn't even have to really be a game. It can just be kind of a chill kind of experience. It's delightful, man. It's fucking delightful. But I don't understand the chicken thing. If you don't know what we're talking about, this is from Eurogamer. I wasn't there, and that's one of the reasons I wanted Tech to come in. Yes, I am hearing you. Why?
Not capturing the
All
Discord
right.
audio.
How
You
about
may be
now?
hearing
How
it,
about
but
now?
I don't think
Wait.
OBS is.
Okay.
And then on the Discord side, you're not speaking into your mic on Discord, so we're able to see you move.
How about now? Is it working now? Can you hear me now?
After the delay, I hear myself on stream now.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Give it a moment. Audio is coming through now. Yes, tech. Hector, can you come in real quick and see if the Discord is working?
But not on Discord.
Hey! Canty comes through like the goddamn champion she is. Thank you, buddy. Thank you for that. Very generous, kind. Look at that, Canty coming in. You goddamn right, Canty. You know what? It is a member's goal, but fuck it. I'm gonna give her 2 for that. So now we're at 3 out of 40. What's the matter with you guys? You don't want.
Well. Look at Conte. Moneybag motherfucker. Thanks so damn much. $20 for the collection basket.
Thank you, Canty. I don't know why the computer didn't know your real goddamn name. Thank you, buddy. We appreciate your support. Let me tell you something. You guys don't like the Dante? You don't like the Devil May Cry? You don't want to watch the motion picture show with your Papa Jaffe right after this show? What the hell's the matter with you? What the hell kind of goddamn cockadoodie's fucking the matter with you? All right, Hector, can you hear me right now? God damn it, you're fucking with me.
I can hear you only through the YouTube stream.
No!
So it's likely that you need to.
Why is this happening?
Check that your Discord is picking things up.
Okay, one moment. Test. Okay, my mic is being picked up in the.
Yeah, Jeffy.
Okay.
You need your.
Hang on. You call me from the room. Okay, so they can hear me on YouTube in real time. And now, why is my mic not picking up? Okay, I think I might know why. You're telling me there's a chance. Hang on, fellas. You see, what it's great is I have a guy working with me, Nene, for me, called Tech Protect. He doesn't know how to fix this. I want you to just think about that for a minute. He doesn't even care. He doesn't even care. He's not in here going, all right, Jaffe, let's fucking fix this goddamn thing. You're not doing any of that. Not doing any of that goddamn shit. How about now, Tech? Come on, man. What the fucking cockadoodie shit is going on here in my life?
Still can't hear you.
Of course.
No.
Test. God damn it, Maverick. Okay. Input device is correct. I'm doing a test. Discord hears it. But you guys are saying you do not hear it in Discord. That's weird. I don't know what to do. Okay, let's solve this real quick. This should not take more than 5 fucking minutes. This is ridiculous.
No, that's weird. I do see your green outline.
Test. Yeah.
Yeah, apologies, chat.
Yeah, my green outline is totally picking up. I'm looking at it might be this. Hang on, my delightful delinquents. Let me help you with my lifestyle of the rich and famous. How about now? Hello? No. How about now?
It does not work.
It is not working
I'm
now.
going to cycle Jaffe in and out.
God damn it. When are you going to cycle me in and out, you fucker? You can't do that. It's my goddamn show, you fuck. Shut up, David K. This is the new format, but we got a little technical. Relax for a minute, bitch. You'll be fine. You guys getting an echo now? Probably getting a goddamn echo now. Fuck.
Yeah,
right.
Jaffe's like double hearing his mic right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Join the stage, Jaffe.
I'm on the stage, fucker. How do I join the goddamn stage? Okay. I'm on
now we can hear you live in Discord.
You can hear me in Discord now.
Oh, perfect. It works. Now we can converse.
And can the audience hear
Indeed.
me?
They can hear you on the stream. You're solid.
Are you sure?
I'm
Hey,
positive.
Robert the Moderate is here. What's up, Rob?
Hey, bud.
How's things?
I'm just chilling and chatting with you guys.
Are you You can say what you can do, Rob, is you can say I'm chilling like a villain, is what you can do.
Yeah, I'm chilling like a villain.
You can do that. I'll let you do that. Why can't I make us in 4 squares? Anyway. All right. Well, hopefully this. God, I don't like the way that. Shut up, Jaffe. Do the show. Let me tell you something. This is a trial balloon. It will be great in a few minutes. I just got to figure out why shit's not working that great. Because it's not nice to see you guys down there all tiny. Oh, well, it'll. God damn it. Shut up, Durally. It's not classic Jaffe. You go to hell, sir. You think
Protect with the fit today?
You think Discord would have given us more options for like where to put the squares on the screen?
Yeah.
You know, because look how shitty it looks. It's all anyway. Whatever. You know what, Addy Pie? Go fuck yourself. He says, Jaffe, it's been years and we can't have a smooth stream because we're doing a new test. Oh, by the way, thank you so much. K-Nubs has come in with the gifted for the real YouTube Shadow. I think it's YouTube Shadow. Thank you. That brings us to 4 out of 40. I understand you guys. Don't you? Nobody wants to watch the show with me. Now listen, 4 out of fucking 40 members. Let's go. We'll watch this right after the first episode. Tech Protect, let's talk briefly. Why is this happening when it comes to when you went and saw this weekend and you went and saw Minecraft? I know you and my daughter went and saw it and you guys both were like, whatever. But what is this deal with the chicken jockey moment? And when you guys saw it, was the theater losing their shit like people have seen? I don't know if people have seen the viral clips of this, but let me show them the clips if I can find them. But yeah, movie theater workers have called the opening weekend of Minecraft a living nightmare with audiences leaving huge messes for them to clean up. And if you haven't seen it on the internet, it's kind of batshit. What is this about? What is happening?
Well, let me tell you, Jaffe, Gen Z and Gen Alpha are a crazy set of fucking generations. We grew up on the meme ideology, okay? Short format, referenceable.
I played Metal Gear. I know what a meme is. So what? What's your point?
So what I'm saying is, when you can identify a meme and it's in pop culture, like very famous pop culture, you grab onto it. So when they were doing the trailers for this movie, the Chicken Jockey was a very popular trailer for people to like cut out of context and place into like other like stuff.
Okay,
on TikTok.
So from the movie, I don't watch TikTok, so I wasn't aware of the Chicken Jockey.
There were TikToks where it's like a scene where like a guy and a girl are gonna have sex for the first time, and she's like, "Are you gonna show it to me?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." And he unzips his pants, and then it's a chicken jockey, and he goes, "Chicken jockey."
All right.
Yeah, so that meme like blew up, and so in theaters, kids are just fucking yelling it out when the scene happens. They're throwing their popcorn, they're going crazy. For me and Sarah, though,
yes,
we live in the nice part of town where like I think 40% of the demographic for my neighborhood is like retirees. So in our movie theater, it was me, Sarah, a couple, and then one lonely dude.
Okay, did anybody scream out "Chicken Jockey" when it happened?
Not me and Sarah were the only people talking. I mean, we felt rude, but I mean,
right.
I saw the chicken. I looked at Sarah. I was like, "Chicken Jockey," and she started laughing. She a little soda out the nose.
Yeah.
So
okay, but as a movie though, Eternal says this generation is so undisciplined. I mean, let the kids have some fucking fun. Let the kids have some goddamn fucking fun. I don't look, I used to work at a movie theater. I wouldn't want to clean that shit up. And there was another movie a couple years back where it was similar, where people were losing their shit.
Endgame or the Eras Tour for Taylor Swift.
It was Endgame people lost their shit because the movie was genuinely
Endgame was awesome.
Yeah, that was a different thing. But when it's done kind of ironically, like the Szechuan sauce at McDonald's, I think that's, let the kids have some fucking fun.
Funny enough, the Eras Tour screening, right? I had a friend who works in a theater downtown in Vegas. The amount of people that got into fights because of the Eras Tour movie, because they were going crazy, they were dancing, they were singing along to the movie, and there were people that legitimately just like, I want to watch her perform.
Yeah.
And you guys are in my fucking face dancing
Well,
around.
you're at a concert film. I mean, what do you want? It's not like you're going to watch a fucking Schindler's List screening. It's a goddamn concert film of Taylor Swift,
Yeah,
the most
but
famous
there was
person on the
people-
planet.
There's people complaining like, I paid for the front row, so no one's gonna be in front of me, so I can like get the view. And now there's like 30
Oh, well.
tweens
Sorry,
like dancing
sorry,
in my face.
sorry. I have no sympathy when you go, especially opening week, to a goddamn Taylor Swift concert film, and people are dancing and singing in the aisles. I mean, Jesus Christ, man, really? Fuck them kids, not the kids, but the adults who raise the kids.
Let the artist perform, not the fucking.
It's
kids
a
singing
movie.
fucking
It's a movie.
Mirror
There's
ball.
no artist who's really there. They paid for their goddamn tickets. Taylor Swift. If
Wait,
I
she wasn't there.
no, I would have been there. Taylor
Oh,
Swift actually said, if I remember, she made a comment going, "Yeah, go fucking sing at the movie. It's a concert." So sorry. Not at the expense of other paying customers' enjoyment, says Eternal. Yeah, but that's the kind of movie it is, though. I mean, there's a difference. Like I said, Schindler's List. K-Nubs, you lying sack of shit, says Schindler's List 3D rumored coming for the 35th anniversary. Can you imagine? But no.
They talked about Schindler's List smell-o-vision
You
at
know what?
Disney.
That is so disrespectful of Disney.
It was a special fog machine they were gonna put into the rooms.
You know what? You are condemned now to watch all
Well,
night.
where's the soundboard? I mean, that goes for a soundboard right now.
No
Yeah.
soundboards in the presentation room apparently.
I guess
It's not allowed.
is that right? That sucks. Anyway, all right. Well,
It's
let's.
True, Chaffee. You can pop out this window
It is
so that
pop-
it's just us talking. I think.
It is popped out, but that's why maybe it looks terrible.
Oh.
It's just all four of us. It doesn't matter. Let's focus on content. Let's give the people what they want. They want to talk about the video games. God damn it. And I want to talk a little bit too, because I had this really, at least to me, interesting scenario that occurred this week, which is all last week. All I was playing was Call of Duty, Black Ops, and all I was playing was Marvel Snap. And I was like, maybe I've just crossed some threshold where, at least for the time being, I'm just going to play Gen Pop service-based games, because I just didn't want to play. I didn't want to go back to Dragon Age. I hadn't started Assassin's Creed, this, that, and the other. And once I had Sunday off, because Tech was saying earlier that he actually got some sleep yesterday, and the guy never gets any sleep. Once I had Sunday off and I didn't really do any work yesterday for the first time in ages, I was playing games again. And I was like, oh, I remember. It's only been a week, but it feels like it's been forever since I had really allowed myself to lose myself in a video game that wasn't, because I think your mind, when you're so busy, you don't have the bandwidth to think about narrative. And so I went back to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and I went back to Dragon Age, and so I'm loving that shit again. And so I'm excited. I tried to pre-order a Switch 2, because I watched all the Switch 2 stuff again with a more of a critical eye, and I am excited. I watched the Treehouse stuff. I'm excited about the Mario Kart open world game, or semi-open world game. $80. Where'd Rob go? Did he die? $80.
I think he went back to his planet.
I understand. Well, he is Mormon. When he dies, he gets a planet, so he's prepping it for 100 years from now. That is actually what they believe. I believe that's true. But yeah, so anyway, but I guess you can't pre-order it yet, so you can only put your interest in pre-ordering it, which I did. So I had to go to the Nintendo site, and I was like, yes, I'm interested. And they're like, okay, in May 8th or something, we'll send out the first invite. So now I'm kind of excited for that one. I watched more footage about the Donkey Kong stuff. It sounds like the upgrade to Tears of the Kingdom isn't going to cost much, and I never finished that, and it does look smoother and nice and all that shit. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. But I mean, Hector, you're not a big Switch guy, are you?
No, I'm mostly PC unless I've got the occasional PlayStation floating around.
Gotcha. And,
Now, outside of gaming, are you a Switch? I figure.
So, but hey, there's still time. Still time, Hector. But yeah, exactly. Gaming Survivor says, Jaffe, did you see the surveys PlayStation put out asking about the Switch? I saw the headline, but to my total shame, I didn't click on it. But if you want to educate us, or Tech, if you want to look that up, because I did read that PlayStation wanted to know what was going on with Switch from their viewers. So, but I am excited. I'm excited. Eddie T says I want Switch 2 now. Here's what happened. So I watched and I'll just put it on in the background while we're talking. We won't actually watch the whole thing, but I watched the treehouse of Mario Kart World, which is, if you don't know, Nintendo does this thing called Nintendo Treehouse, and it's where they basically, really dive into the games and shit. And not only do I love the structure, which is you do a race and then you have to race in the open world to get to the next racetrack, which I think is really fun and really cool. But apparently,
That's great.
Yeah, and I don't know, by the way, I mean, I've played almost every Mario Kart. Like, I mean, I may have played every one, but I certainly am very familiar with it. But I don't remember if Mario Kart has ever done real-time weather. I like the fact that this, and in the chat, let me know, but I don't think until this one I've seen real-time weather before, which affects the racetrack. I like that. I like some of the parkour racing. I like the open world stuff. It seems like a much bigger product. And obviously people are bitching about it being $80. I was talking to Moriarty about this the other day. I'm like, 80. I mean, I understand $80 is sticker shock to a lot of people, and I appreciate that. But at the same time, if you like Mario Kart, how much value does this game have? The answer is a goddamn shit motherfucking ton of value. Like Mario Kart 8 has sold over the latest one, not this one, has sold over 60 million copies, and it is still in the top 10 almost every single month because you don't stop playing it. It's like buying a copy of Monopoly for your family or something. It's not like you play it once and it goes away. This, so the idea of $80, this is one of the few games I could see people going, oh yeah, $80 makes a lot of sense. But I don't know, people on the internet, you know how they are, they like to bitch about everything. So I couldn't tell you. What do you think in the chat? Here's what, one's in the chat if you think this game is worth $80, or two, if you think no fucking way. Eddie T's got the right idea in my opinion. He says this is years worth of gameplay. That's right. Now what they haven't said is, if, do all the tracks come as DLC? Because if you remember Mario Kart 8, you bought the game, but then you also had to buy the season pass, which I bought, and it was a great value. But like Prince Green says no fucking way, David K says no way, Blind Eye says no way. A lot of you guys are saying no. My only question would be, do you play Mario Kart in general? Because I think anyone who has played Mario Kart 8 would go, of course it's worth it, but maybe not.
Yeah, Jeffy, I have the info on the PlayStation survey. So let's say it came out right after the Switch 2 release announcement.
Yep.
And they were asking the fans, like, tell us how you feel about the game chat being included in Nintendo Switch products, HDR support, the Joy-Con 2's mouse functionality, and then like launch date and pricing. And some game journalists are suggesting that this is indicating Sony's interest in breaking into the mobile market with the new console.
There's the rain, by the way. There's the real-time weather. I mean, I don't think Sony's going to break into the mobile market. I think Sony, just like Microsoft, is very interested now. I mean, look, I don't think you put the genie back in once you basically go, oh, you can hook it up to your TV or you can carry it around. I think it's clear, or at least it's seemingly clear for these guys, if you look at the Switch, if you look at the Ally, if you look at the Steam Deck, that is a desirable, much-loved feature. And I think it's a real conversation of, do we sacrifice some power in the next gen in order to allow for that kind of docking mechanism? So I get
there was a conversation had
yeah,
by some of the game journalists who are saying with Xbox introduction of the Steam OS to the new console they're bringing out, right, getting computer games onto your Xbox, possibly we would see a joining console that would be released with a new Xbox, which is just like a Steam Deck, essentially, like an Xbox branded Steam Deck. Yeah,
that's what they've been talking about, and basically the next one it's basically a Steam Deck that runs that. Mm-hmm. But at that point you have to ask, and this is we've talked about this before, but at that point you have to ask, okay, well, why would I buy that if I can buy? And again, I always say it wrong. It's not Raj. Is it Raj or Rogue Ally?
It's the Rogue Ally.
The Rogue Ally. You have to ask yourself, why just not buy that then? Because that will run Game Pass, and that will run Steam, and that will run everything else under the sun. But if you're saying that the Xbox is also going to run, the Xbox handheld is going to run Steam and Game Pass, then sure. But I can't imagine why they would do that. But either way,
you've worked with You've worked with Sony. Do you think Sony's going to have these conversations with Steam in the future, including Steam OS and their products?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't see the benefit to any of them. I mean, in fact, Colin and I were talking about that on his show. We spent a lot of time talking about, because there was a rumor that the Switch 2 was going to run Steam, and it was like, what? Why? You know,
No.
it didn't make any fucking sense.
I doubt it.
But Brad Skagg, back to this game, says this game looks fucking great. I don't agree with what somebody said that, well, Burnout has already done everything this game has done. First off, you have to understand. I mean, Burnout's a great game. Open world Burnout, the last one, I think the last one was the one that had the Paradise City soundtrack. But Mario Kart is just sublime. It is tuned within an inch of its life. It is balanced within an inch of its life. It is, everybody can play it. You know, Burnout is fun, but this just seems like joyful. And again, some of that may be nostalgia, but I've never had a bad Mario Kart experience. So I'm excited for this.
I've got some thoughts on the price thing if you want me to pitch them in.
Yeah. I mean, $80 for me, I got no issues paying, and I don't think most people will. I think the question is how many games will be $80, and will parents this time around go, you know what? Yeah, the Switch is cheaper than the Rogue Ally, but my kids can play all the games their streamers play, like Repo, and they can play Fortnite on it. And the games are anywhere from free to $10 to demos to Steam sales. And these $80 games, it's like I could buy 3 of them, and there's the cost of getting the top end Rogue Allies. So I do think that younger kids now don't really care about this as much as they used to, and I think it's going to cut into the Switch a little bit. But yeah, what do you think?
Well, yeah, I think that future conversations are going to really be based upon package value. For example, this Mario Kart game, which looks like it's quite a good game, versus the game Skull and Bones that was $70 that came out sometime last year.
Yeah.
That people really disliked. And there was a big marketing push from the company that made that game. I don't even remember which company, this is a quadruple A game and this is so good. And then people were comparing it side by side with games like Sea of Thieves and saying, this isn't so good. And so I think that at the end of the day, people won't care how much the game is if the game is good, is worth value, because heck knows we've all bought $60 games that weren't worth $10, and we've bought $20 games that were worth $100. So,
yeah, but I think though that no company, the challenge with that though is that it relies on the company. You have to spend the money that requires the price set first before you know if it's a game worth $80 or $10. And so it's not like they greenlit Skull and Bones and said, let's spend $200 million on this, but we know it's not going to be very good. So, you know what I'm saying? So I think that just happens already naturally. But you know, it may be one. I don't think it's going to hurt this game. I think most people who want Mario Kart are in. John Salk, thank you so much, buddy. Has welcome to the goddamn Cult Calypso. That, my friend, is worth 2. Thank you for your consideration and your generosity and being part of our community. We appreciate that, Johnny Salk. Tex, sing him a song while I update the goal there. Now we're up to 6.
Johnny Salk.
Make it run.
A man who can bulk. A man who's for the folk. He's a hero to the weak and a blessing to the rich.
All right. We got it. Now, if you are in the audience in the Discord and you want to be brought on the stage to talk and share your thoughts, would absolutely love to have you. Come on in, just wave your hand and Tech will bring you up. If Mario Kart is $80 as bitrate, what about bigger and better top AAA games? Well, again, though, what does that even mean, right? I mean, are you suggesting that? I don't think Nintendo... Well, let's put it this way. What is a bigger AAA game for Nintendo? You can't say Zelda. You can't say Mario Odyssey. Mario Odyssey and Zelda bottomed out at about, if you can call this bottomed out at about 22, 23, 24 million. This has sold 60 million. There is no product that has sold as much as this game for Nintendo. So I know what you're saying. You're talking about, a big Zelda game. Well, for fans, that's a bigger game. But for the average people that keep these guys in business, those games are kind of, big fish, but this is a goddamn whale. You know what I'm saying?
Did you ever talk about when Mario released adult games on their Nintendo shop?
Adult? Well, they always do that. I mean, they have been better than Sony this generation of putting kind of almost any and everything on the eShop. It's actually been Sony that has been more kind of strict about don't go beyond R ratings or we won't carry it, you know. So it's kind of weird. But okay, so yeah, Morgan says Tears of the Kingdom's 25 million, 30 million for I guess you're saying that one was what, for 70 million for this game, or for 8 for Mario Kart. Breath of the Wild is 30. So right, so you know, it's more than double, right? Jaffe says, Eric, do you think $80 games will push more people into Game Pass? I think $80 games will push more and more people away from AAA and more into things like Steam, and possibly not Game Pass because the value's better, although the value's amazing. But I honestly think there was something the Netflix executive said the other day when they were talking about shutting down their AAA games and focusing primarily on kind of, you know, simpler games. And they said they don't really know a lot of 8, 9, and 10-year-olds that are excited for a PlayStation 6. That audience is adults now. The kids today, I mean, again, you've got to see it. You've got to see it. If you are not someone who has brothers, nephews, nieces, your own kids, you just don't understand how much the landscape has drastically shifted.
Nintendo's my generation, Jaffe. We did that show a month ago, or maybe 2 months ago, where they showed like the demographics of people who's buying the Switch, right? The OLED Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20, my age, right?
That's right.
Kids these days are more into social media than they're into gaming.
That's right. And the games they're into, a lot of them are the ones that they can be social with. That's why games like
Roblox, GTA, Repo,
yeah. So, and again, I'm not saying that those games are better, but I have consistently come up against people online that act like I'm lying or something, like, you're a fucking idiot, Jeff. Don't you know how great Mario is? I'm like, I'm not saying Mario's not great. I'm just saying that.
Yeah, 30 something.
Yeah.
We hear you.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
They're also really into VR. Like,
they are
crazy.
Not. They are.
Oh
not.
yeah, dude.
Kids?
My nieces and nephews love that.
Yeah.
You mean
play
like
the
the Meta Quest, or what are they using?
Yeah.
Meta Quest.
Oculus.
My niece has a Meta Quest 3. She plays with her friends in like McDonald's VR Roblox.
Yep.
Wow. Okay, that's new. I did not know.
Yeah,
I did. See, there you go.
Wild.
There you go. So all I'm saying is the numbers don't lie. And I would absolutely love, you know, if gamers of our type could not be take it so personal when we're having a conversation about it. And it's no one's attacking what you love. It's just we're talking about the business. By the way, look at this fucking course based on the actual Donkey Kong game. Come on, man.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Now, I hope what they do is
sick.
Yeah, I hope there's a battle mode. I know there's not when you launch, but they have said, Nintendo has said there's a lot more that we haven't talked about this game that's coming at launch and that's coming down the line for it. So I really hope we do get a battle mode. I hope we get like an exploring mode like Diddy Kong Racing had. And it's not just right now the open world, all we know is it only exists as you drive track to track. But I don't think they've said, I'm almost certain they have not said that there's a big exploration mode. So we will see. But anyway, there you go. I'm excited for this. I am very excited to get a Switch now because of this, because of Donkey Kong. I want to try Zelda. I have intentionally held off on watching the Metroid trailer because I wanted to watch it with you guys, and it's queued up somewhere in the thing here. So, Tech, you're keeping an eye on the audience. If they want to come in and talk, you'll bring them in.
I am.
All right. Do they know how do they raise their hand? What do they have to do?
On Discord, boys, go ahead and click that raise your hand button if you want to raise your hand, and that'll raise your hand so you can raise to the stage.
Also, episode 1 watch party, Devil May Cry. We're 6 out of 40, baby. I don't know if we're going to make it. What's the problem? Talk to me, Tech. What's the problem? Do they not like Dante? Are they racist? They don't like he's a white guy. They don't like albinos. They don't want to watch a movie with me. What is happening where that number is so goddamn low with these people?
Dante is canonically just the weeaboo Deadpool in terms of personality.
No,
okay,
that's not true. That's absolutely not accurate.
They're the same guy.
That is an ignorant fucking statement.
It's Reynolds if he was Japanese.
No, I'm sorry, it's just not true. Do you think, by the way, though, that because people are going to have such a hard time getting a Switch 2 when it releases, do you think... I hate this screen. Why does the screen look so shit? Oh, it drives me batshit. Do you think that maybe I'll do this. Hang on, let me just make this a little bigger. Do you think that because Metroid is coming out on Switch 1 and it's coming out on Switch 2, do you think a lot of people who will play it regardless because they'll play it on their old Switch because that's what they have? Or do you think a lot of people will wait for the Switch 2? What do you think? One's in the chat. One's in the chat if you're going to play Metroid first person on your current Switch the minute it comes out, or you choose if you're going to wait, is what I would say. Go ahead, Tech.
Metroid is primarily a skilled gamer game. I know some people in this very room may not have the skills to play Metroid.
It's not an issue. It's not an issue of skills, cocksucker. It's an issue of poor onboarding. But continue with your ignorant statement. We're listening.
It's too hard. Where's the tutorial? I need my handheld.
It's not about that. It's absolutely not about. It was never about that. But continue, idiot. Continue, stupid idiot. Go ahead.
Anyways, as a skill-based game, if it's going to be the same copy from the original Switch to the Switch 2, and it's just better graphics, I don't see a lot of people making the purchase of the Switch 2 just for Metroid. Whereas people like me, if I was given the option of like Pokemon on the old Switch versus the new Pokemon game on the new Switch, right? I probably would get the new Switch because I do want to see better graphics on my little Pokemon guys. I would pay the upgrade.
The one thing you get with Metroid on the Switch 2 though is you get the mouse controls, which apparently work really, really great. And that's
I'm expecting a lot of people to hate the mouse controls.
Why?
When I'm playing on my Switch, it's almost never at my desk, right? I mean, I'm an adult, so I have like a big desk. I have a workstation, right? So I have the room. I can move my keyboard underneath the monitors. I can move my mouse pad. But I imagine kids, or what are they going to do? Like put on their little study bench?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And
or their
the surface area they're going to need.
Yeah. Well, think about this though. So Deca says you don't need to wait because when you buy a Switch 2, you can upgrade. Yeah, but I'm not talking. Yeah, and I don't believe they've announced the prices for that yet. But hopefully it'll be like Sony and it'll be $10 or whatever. But when you upgrade though, it's not so much will you upgrade, it's will you wait for the premiere experience, right? It's you can play it on the Switch 1 and then play it again on the Switch 2, but my question becomes, will you wait? Like Rob in the chat sounds like he's saying he's going to wait for the whole thing on the Switch 2. So yeah, the mouse works on your clothes, says Bukaki. I think so too. There's a weird little thing you can almost embed it on, it looks like, and maybe that's so you can use it on your leg or something, which I think a lot of people...
A fabric slider thing.
Yeah, which is really cool.
It seems cool, but I don't think the Switch 2 needs it. I think it's just a feature that's not going to be used much.
I mean, you may be right, but I mean,
haptic feedback, they turn it off on the PlayStation controllers all the time because it just drains battery.
Yeah, but haptic feedback, your mileage will vary on how much it improves the game. But if you're playing Civilization 6 or 7, which is coming out on the thing,
that'll be cool.
Or you're playing first-person shooters, or you're playing Fortnite or Call of Duty, I think a lot of people are going to go, okay, well, I'm going to be a lot more competitive if I'm using the mouse, just like on a keyboard, on a PC. So,
that's when I tell them just get a PC.
Okay, well, yeah, that's true too. But GTA says Big Mac was recently listed by a European retailer for more than $100. The listing has since been removed, but it has sparked concerns and fear they're going to charge more than the standard 70. Yes, this is one of the things I'm having, and I think it's a good thing. I'm having to reconcile and adjust my views about video game news and discussing video game news. It's like there is a place I've crossed. I guess it's called a Rubicon, but there is a threshold or a line I've crossed where I just can't handle the gamer bitching anymore on the internet. And I just don't want to talk about it. It's like, yeah, it'll probably be, $80 for the bare bones version. And they'll probably have a $200 version that you can get and play it, 2 weeks early. and tough. Don't buy it or wait for a sale. I don't fundamentally, and again, I have grown up my whole life around video games. The first video game was created when I was born in 1971. And I understand that the fandom is passionate, but there's a point now where I'm just like, you know what? Shut the fuck up. You guys sound like a bunch of little bitches. They don't even, there was a great thread on NeoGAF recently about why is it that Nintendo is always, if not winning the console wars on the generations, certainly majorly competitive, but they're like, but how come all we talk about on NeoGAF and the forums is Sony versus Microsoft? And it's like, because the people who actually are playing games appreciate Nintendo more than the other two more often than not. Because you guys aren't really playing games, right? There's nothing new about what I'm saying. And like people say, oh, you're just playing Twitter or you're playing the internet. I get it. I've heard that. We've all heard that. But it just is so constant lately that it's like, yeah, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Not buy GTA if it's $80? Sure you will. Sure you will.
GTA 5 released in 2014, right?
Yeah,
at the $60 price mark without the deals, without the extras or whatever.
Without the online, all that stuff, yeah.
With inflation, that would be $80 today.
Yeah.
Right? And I think there's $20 in added value to what GTA 6 is going to be. I would say personally, the investment they put into the game, the social aspect of it, it's a much more valuable game than GTA 5 was.
Well, I that may be. That may be. I think because it's not going to launch with the online, the reason GTA has been such a just consistent seller is because the online.
It's a social club.
And that is not, my understanding is that's probably not day one. So you may be like, okay, the $200 version is 2 weeks early. When online comes out, it's free. Whereas if you buy the $80 base game, the online version is going to take, you're going to have to pay $20.
Do you think they're going to charge for online?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think they're going to charge for online.
Don't they charge for Grand Theft Auto? They used to. They used to though. I don't think it launched for free.
No, you get a premium like money boost if you pay for the online.
That's right. You get the
you
gold
get
tokens,
access to it for free. Yeah. I doubt that they're going to make GTA 6 online a paywall thing because that's what drives a lot of the interest. I don't think a lot of people are just paying $100 for just story.
Here's a hypothetical. How many years is it for AAA game releases are just $80 baseline?
Heart hands, heart hands,
I
heart
think
hands, heart
2028,
hands, heart hands, heart
2026.
hands.
Yeah.
Canty walked into the pantry, took all of her clothes. Now she was scantily dressed and jumped into Avoid the Void's arms. Thank you, Canty, for the super chat. We appreciate it very, very much, buddy. Thank you so much. We love you, baby. Baby. I'm talking like Anthony now. Is that working? Seems to work for Bunny. So
Blackjack says GTA 6 is going to be a woke disaster.
Rockstar. He's a troll.
Yeah, Rockstar's never been like the woke mind virus type of fucking company. Do you remember State of Decay or
State of Emergency? Yeah.
I fucking love that game, and it was a mass shooter simulator.
Kinda. I mean, it was a punch. Well, you could shoot. That's true. But no, I think here's the deal. This is what a lot of these people don't fucking like, and I don't really give a shit. I don't think it's going to be a woke disaster. I think that's ridiculous. I think they are going to continue to mock and shame and be dicks to a lot of people. But what some people are bothered about is that they don't seem to be interested this time around in what a lot of people would call punching down. Right. And so will they maybe make fun of overly woke people that are trying to control other people? Sure. And they should. But are they going to let you go out in front of a nightclub where there are trans folks and they've been dressed up for no other reason than to be mocked? Like there's something shameful in who they are? No. And I think that's good. There's a difference between being satire and being an asshole. But, we'll see. I mean, if it, look, man, the audience these days, I mean, Grums will be out there banging the goddamn drum saying it's woke. If it's, I mean, what? That's the point. I don't care.
That's not the only thing he'll be banging.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't give a fuck.
Will he do it as a man or a woman?
I don't
online?
give a fuck anymore. I'm so tired of this. Aren't you tired of this? I want you to go to your windows, throw open your windows, and I want you to scream, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. Aren't you sick of this shit? Just fucking play. No, strip clubs are not woke. I mean, some people might, no, just play it or don't play it. Just please, for the love of everyone else's sanity, shut the fuck up. Play some fucking games once in a while. You know what Colin said to me, which I thought was a great point? I have never been one of these guys that's like, well, you better fucking show your gaming cred. What's your trophy list, or what's your Game Pass, or what's your game score, or what? But we were talking about Grums on his podcast, and he's like, you know what? I would love to see if that guy actually plays fucking games. You know, because how could he? He's too busy complaining.
There's a couple things I do want to see. In GTA 6 or GTA 5 Online, I know you don't play a lot of the game.
Yeah.
There's a special vehicle you can purchase that is like an NSA truck or whatever. Like it has all these like infographics you can use on people. You can scan other players and you'll get their stats, like bullets fired, people killed. One of the stats is prostitutes hired in game.
Cool.
Or times you've gotten a lap dance at a strip club. I want to know what Grum's stats are for the fucking prostitutes and strip clubs.
I guarantee you he has never downloaded Grand Theft Auto Online, so you wouldn't know. He's not playing games. He's not playing games.
He's not doing anything.
No.
He's making his mom sign on for $1 million loans for companies.
Well, okay, now listen to this.
Yeah, fuck you, Grums.
Allegedly, he's doing something.
I'm totally happy with him, dude. I have no problem that he's making porn. As long as it's, like I said, as long as it's legal, consenting adults, nothing wrong with pornography.
But that's got to take a lot of his time. He doesn't have time for games.
Well, right, exactly. Canty, good God almighty, lady, look what you've done. You've ridden in on a Zamboni. I don't know, Canty, where my brain goes. I don't know. Zamboni. Thank you for that, buddy. We are at 26. Canty, you are always keeping us in business. Canty should be Canty. I keep the goddamn lights on for Jaffe and Company. Canty. That should be your middle fucking name. Thank you so much, Canty. We sure do appreciate
Goodrich
that.
Games is now a member. Thank you.
Can you believe Goodrich Games? After all I did for that man's career, after all I gave him. If you don't know, Goodrich Games was one of the key designers on Twistmail Small Brawl, Vigilante 8 Second Offense, Star Wars. I think you worked on the Star Wars Battle one too. After all I created, Goodrich, for you to rip off so you could have a career, you would think you wouldn't need Canty to come in here and offer you a free membership. That's all I'm saying. Goodrich.
I showed your daughter the Goodrich video that he made.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And she went, "Get fucking wrecked, Dad." And
she told me to get fucking wrecked?
Yeah, because he trolled you. He got you on April Fool's.
Fuck that motherfucker. Yeah, we love you right back, Canty. Absolutely. Canty's a rock star. You goddamn right. Thank you for that, buddy. Okay, but anyway, we'll see. Here's what I think we finally, can all agree on in the world. And I'm not even doing a bit. This is smart. Sydney Sweeney. I mean, think about the brilliant casting maneuver here. You take one, of course you would, sir. You take one of the hottest ladies out there in movies today, Sydney Sweeney, and you put her in the Gundam movie, the live action Gundam movie. That theater, if you're worried about cleaning up after the goddamn Minecraft movie, you better fucking beware, because the Gundam movie meets Sydney fucking Sweeney. You're going to be swimming in rivers of cum and popcorn. That's what the audience is going to have to put up with if you go see this in the goddamn motion picture house. That's all I'm fucking saying. Marquis says, I'd watch that. You goddamn right. It says it's a rumor. No, it says that these guys are in final negotiations. So she's definitely talking to him. K-Nub says Sydney Sweeney should play Tech Protect in the Jaffe-verse movies. Yes, sure. Why not? But this is a great casting choice. You put her in a geek product. Come on, man. The only thing better would be, I'm trying to think what a better casting would be versus some anime thing. Like what if you were to put her in a brand? The superhero movies are kind of for a lot of people now, so you can't do that. But if you were to put her in, I mean, I don't know. Anime might be the best thing. It might be the most brilliant connection because it's not really played out, at least in America. I don't know, but I love it. I'm a fan. Speaking of anime, I mean, come on. The hell's the matter with you guys? No, not that. Where's Devil May Cry? It's back. What's wrong with this fucking... There it is. Devil May Cry. Shut up, idiots. The point is, there's Dante way down there at the bottom. Trust me, it's a real thing. Watch party, 16 out of 40. Are we going to get to it? I don't know. Perhaps. I don't know if I would put her in a Marvel movie, and I love Marvel movies, but I don't know.
Well, she was kind of in one already.
She was in a Sony Marvel movie, and I got to say, I did not dislike Madam Web. I thought it was fine. I was like, all right, Madam Web's kind of fun. Nothing wrong with it. It was fine.
That might be your most controversial take yet.
I mean, it wasn't a bad movie. I'm sorry. Did you watch it?
I didn't.
Right. I mean, it's fine. It's fun. It's interesting. It's not like, it's something you watch on TV and you kind of forget. But, it's all binary now. It's either great or it's a piece of shit. It was atrocious. It was not atrocious, Eternal. There was nothing. It was fine. It was kind of interesting. It was trash. Okay, here's the thought. I can argue with you why it wasn't. But instead of saying it was trash, Addy Pie, or it was atrocious, be specific. What occurred in the motion picture that made it atrocious? My guess is you haven't seen it. It was kind of interesting.
Give us your thesis in the chat.
A woman basically has this ability to see things that are going to happen before they happen. And suddenly she is hunting down these women that she knows are going to be killed. Now, that's an interesting premise. And it kind of worked. It wasn't amazing, but it was, it's fun.
Yeah, Jeffy, what's your worst movie then? What's the worst movie you've seen for comparison?
But what do you mean by that? Like worst movie?
What movie did you watch that you were like, I wish I had my time back?
Oh, well, White Lotus season finale last night I thought was terrible. And I love White Lotus, but movie-wise, I mean, that was a 90-minute thing. But
yeah,
movie-wise, Fat Nolan.
What's your 1 out of 10?
Fat Nolan says we have a special guest. I don't know who he's talking about. Okay, so my 1 out of 10 motion picture. I'm trying to think at this point.
Mine is The Holy Grail.
Oh, you're an idiot. You're a fucking moron. That movie's.
I hated that movie.
Well, okay.
That movie sucked ass.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Unbelievable.
You suck ass because you're wrong.
You old people with your like, it's a thing that was like ridiculous. That's so.
Really?
Funny. No,
really? Is that right?
Boring.
I'm sorry. We're the problem?
It felt like two drunk college kids that were just like, let's make a film and let's do all the fucking random stuff. And that's the joke.
I would invite you to look at your YouTube screen right now. You fucking hypocritical idiot. That's right. It's the Minecraft chicken joust thing.
Chicken Jackie.
Right. So shut the fuck up and take a seat, bitch. This has nothing.
I gave Minecraft a 6.
Yeah, and you gave Holy Grail a 1? Go suck a bag of dicks,
yeah.
You idiot. No, you're a fucking...
Oh, and Madam Web is good? Yeah?
I didn't say Madam Web is good. I said it was entertaining. It was a decent, fun motion picture show.
Monty Python is just fucking... That's a cringe. It's a cringe to me.
You asked me on a show recently if I disliked you. And I truthfully said, I don't dislike you. I think you're a fine fellow. Now I dislike you.
Yeah,
sir.
You goddamn right.
Do not slander Monty Python.
You know what else was kind of bad? The D&D movie.
The what?
The D&D movie.
Oh,
was
I love that.
Bad.
It was fun. That was a fun movie. The D&D
was a good
movie,
sir.
I like that they had like the mechanics that were like, oh, this makes sense. Like, oh yeah, this is how like you would use these spells in an actual campaign. But it felt fucking cringe as well. Them escaping from prison, they were gonna get released. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, obviously that's what happens in D&D games, right? The DM's like, I have this vision for him to get out of jail. We're gonna do this. The guy's gonna come in at the last minute, and then the players ruin it. They fucking they broke out. They killed somebody, and they shouldn't have.
Tech is fatly talking over again, says Max Payne. Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about, but yeah. Who hurt Tech Protect? Clearly Monty Python, I assume. South of Midnight comes out tomorrow. It's currently sitting at a 77. I did not pick up the early edition because, like I said at the start of this stream, I've been so busy playing a bunch of other shit. What do you guys think? Is 77 Anybody in the chat? Have you guys played it? Are you gonna play it tomorrow? Are you gonna play it on Game Pass? What do you think? What's happening with this game for you? Let me know.
Jonathan Boucher, what is the DNF movie? Oh fuck, they deleted the message.
D&D. I think he means D&D.
No, it's D&D. Is there a 2000 D&D movie?
Yeah, there was one done by that horrible director who got in boxing matches with people. What was his name? Uwe Boll or something, Uwe Boll. And then there was the new one that was directed by the guys who wrote the first Spider-Man, No Way Home, or whatever the first one was, Homecoming and Game Night. And he actually played Sam Weir in Freaks and Geeks. He's now a director. That's the D&D movie, which is on Netflix now. It's really good. It's really good.
Check it out.
So
just check it out. He says unenthusiastically.
Yeah, don't check it out. Continue to go to your grave as a fucking moron. Nobody cares. So Avoid the Void says, Avoid the Void says, I like the game, but it was good not to buy it. Yeah. So that's kind of the thing. There's just too much to play now. That a game that's sitting at a 77, I don't know, man. I just, David says in the chat, it is true the combat for South of Midnight is meh, but it's serviceable. The platforming is good, not great. The story environmental storytelling is fantastic. That's pretty cool then. Maybe I will give it a play. You should play this and let Tech, because my daughter, as we all know, well, we, meaning Tech and I, is not really into video games. She doesn't give a shit about video games. But you should I'll get you a month of Game Pass if you want, and you should play this with her and just, let her watch it. I think she probably would really vibe with it because she doesn't have to do anything, but I think she'd vibe with the story, and I think it's only like an 8-hour game. Would you play it with her and see if she would either...
Which game?
South of Midnight.
I'll play it for her. I'm telling you now, Joe. She has an interest in watching games and like hearing the story. Like I'll play games for her, and she's like, "Oh, this is cool. This is fun. Oh, like what decision should we make for here? Like Kingdom Come Deliverance. Like she watched me play, and she's like, "Oh, you should do this action instead," or like maybe decide on doing this. But after like an hour, she's like, "This is not for me," and she'll fuck off. She's like, "I don't want to watch this shit anymore."
Okay, Kingdom Come's a little different. This game is not a simulation. This is my understanding, and Avoid's played it. My understanding is it's a movie game. Yeah, he says South of Midnight is definitely a movie game you can sit back and watch someone play. So just if you are willing to play it on your PC, I will pick up a Game Pass for you. She doesn't have to come on the show, but if you want to play it and tell us what she thought in a couple days, whatever, I would love to hear because it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll play for Sarah. If you want.
Would one of those duo games like Split Fiction be a good call as well?
I don't think so because she doesn't have the hand-eye. She's not really, I mean, she could try it, but I don't imagine she would vibe with that game.
Yeah, I'll play it for her. See, I'll put it on the TV and everything.
Okay, all right, cool. But yeah, I'll be playing it. I don't know when. I still haven't played Avowed. I'm so fucking busy. Did you know that the From Software game, Dustblood, I totally have lost all interest in it now. It is, it's multiplayer only. It's PvPvE. Go fuck yourself. I don't want that. I have no interest in that. I'm not saying other people don't. I get that people like that, but From Software has not earned my interest in anything other than single player games, and I think they're brilliant at that. So I only just found that out. I didn't know that was a known thing.
We've brought you in. What do you want to say, Avoid the Void?
Hello, Avoid the Void. What's up, buddy? Avoid the Void.
Well, thanks.
Is he there? Jonathan says he canceled his Game Pass. The games haven't hit since Ninja Gaiden. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I am playing it constantly. I'm playing it because of Call of Duty. And then, they keep putting stuff out. I do want to get back to Avowed. I've only played it for like 20 minutes. I want to play South of Midnight. Doom, which I'm sure you guys have already watched the previews. I mean, I'll put it up while we're talking. Doom fucking looks amazing. And this is coming out, is it next month? It's May, right? This is a May release.
Yeah. Have you beat Elden Ring, by the way?
No. What I was going to do...
Can we do that?
Hang on a minute. David Gaynor, Mullet Mad Jack is amazing on Game Pass. It is. It's absolutely excellent. You're right. And Expedition 33 is coming out on Game Pass. I mean, look, Game Pass, whether or not it succeeds, fails, you love what it is for the industry, you hate what it is, you're a fucking moron if you don't see just the consumer value of this. This is insane. But it still may not work. But as for Elden Ring, you know what? I was excited because I'm like, you know what? Let's do member goals and super chat goals because I would love to do things with the community like help Jaffe finish Elden Ring. Or, hey, everybody in this community has been telling me for years ad nauseum, Jaffe, you should play Red Dead. I'm like, all right, let's play 4 hours of Red Dead if we get to this goal. But I don't know. I'm having second thoughts on that now. And again, I'm not trying to e-beg to you guys at all. I hate that shit. I am actually asking as a student of this particular industry known as streaming, this goal is not hitting for people, Tech. Let's talk about that briefly, then we'll get back to video game news. Why is the Devil May Cry Watch Party episode 1? It's brand new. It just came out. It's not, we have to wait for a week. We'd watch it right after this stream. Why are those numbers so low? Let's be analytical.
From a producer standpoint,
yes.
If you're trying to get the goal to be a watch party, that means so goals in general have to pique the interest of the viewer, right? And people that want to watch the fucking first episode of Devil May Cry have already seen it. They saw it at launch, right? They're not going to wait for you to announce this. And if you'd announced it before it came out, like, oh, season 1's coming out on Monday, I'll watch it with you guys on stream if we hit this goal. Maybe they would have held off, right? But you kind of announced it once it's already out.
Okay, so okay, well, first off, Canty says, Heller, we should just watch Diary of a Mad Black Woman instead. I love the Medea movies. Canty, thank you for the super chat, buddy. We love you. Canty must have lost a bet to Jaffe. No, she just recognizes good goddamn entertainment that we provide. Unlike you, Bitrate, you freeloading, cocksucking, motherfucking, commie, pinko, sicko bastard. I love myself. But yeah, that's why Bitrate.
Yeah. So if you were going to do streamer goals, like I imagine people want to see you finish. You've given Elden Ring such high praise. It's my fucking game of the year.
It is the best. It is the best.
No,
not game of the year. It is the best video game ever made.
Yeah. If that's so, why haven't you finished it?
Because I'm a very busy guy doing a million things.
I know.
And if I come from your perspective, if I come to this show and they say, Jaffe, what do you think of the new season of Call of Duty? Oh, I haven't played that. I'm finishing this. Then I can't do my job. The number of people who want me to be more up to date on things is higher than the number of people that give a shit if I finish the goddamn Elden Ring.
But a goal that would combine passion and streaming, right? Like if you said, I love the Elden Ring. If you guys want to see me do a weekend stream for 10 hours at max for me to try and beat this fucking game, right? You will stream 10 hours if you hit a certain goal, which, is paying for you not to do other stuff, right? That would be more productive for the actual stream. That makes more sense. I imagine there's people here that's like, if Jaffe fucking loves this game, let's pay. So
all right, fine. So let's kill the Dante goal. We'll keep the 16 up there. And we'll say during this week of streams, it'll be cumulative. What should that number be that we will do a weekend stream? I'm not going to say 10. I will say 5 hours. I will say at least 5 hours, and you guys can help me finish Elden Ring because I need some fucking help. You know that's true. No, there's not, Goodrich, you fucking April Fool's fuck. He says, is there an option to send super chats just to Tech? No, but you know what? You can meet him on the corner of 5th and Wilshire after the stream because that's his second job. He'll be wearing a skirt and a lot of fucking makeup.
He abused me, Goodrich. If we're going to take time off from streaming Madhouse on Saturday, and we're going to do the stream here instead, our goal should be...
Shut up, video games today, you whore. He says, let the man take over. I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, Tech, it's your show. Go.
If we did 65 for the entire week, if we get by Friday 65 members gifted, we can afford to not stream from Madhouse, and we do it just here for the audience. And you should do it for fucking 6 hours, Jaffe.
5 hours.
6 hours.
5 hours.
No, you fuck. 6 hours with like a 20-minute break where we pause the game, we chat with the people.
Right? Fine. I'll stream for 6 hours. But how much did you say? What's the goal?
65 members for the week. That pays for us not to do a Madhouse stream on Saturday.
Okay, so that's what we'll do. We'll change the goal. So we're at 16, and we'll say 85 members by Friday.
What's that? Okay.
You got to add profit on top of it, idiot. He doesn't know anything. Video Games Today says, let the man take over. You have no idea what you're doing. What can I help you with, sir? Who has upset you? Who has bothered you? Nina says, is not why join. I don't know what Nina means. I'm not sure what you mean, bud. Jaffe, you're the product, not the manager. Baby, I'm both. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's move on. But Doom, but all of the previews for Doom have been great, and it looks great. I'm very, very excited for it. Little bothered by too many cutscenes. I don't like the fact they're really diving into their fucking story. It's like, come on, man. Please get over that. Nobody cares about your fucking story. Put it in some fucking.
I care.
No, they don't. You want to watch a 10-minute?
I care.
Come on, man. Let us.
I was never an Xbox guy.
Let me just.
But I love the Halo lore. The Halo lore is amazing.
But Halo was built to be that from the ground up. Nobody's playing Doom because they really give a shit about the internal motivations of Space Marine guy. He's Space Marine guy. Leave him alone. Not Space, whatever his name is, Doom Marine or whatever. I don't care.
Now, maybe I'm influenced by having Hector Hell on screen. Beautiful guy, by the way. Check him out on his channel. But as a D&D enthusiast, as a DM enthusiast, understanding the world building around certain games and like the real essence of what makes a character is very motivational. It's very inspirational for future stuff.
I'm not.
Jaffe says I'm not creative. Fuck you, Jaffe. I'm a creative guy.
I didn't say anything, you idiot.
You shit all the time, Jaffe.
I didn't say you weren't a creative guy. You
said I'm a spreadsheet man, and you're a fucking artsy man.
That is accurate. It doesn't mean you don't have any creativity. It also doesn't mean I don't know how to use a spreadsheet. But your bread and butter, your comfort zone is logic, analytics, numbers, and whatever the fuck this is you keep doing. That's what you do well. I don't know what you're doing. Nobody knows. Nobody cares. It's creepy. It's weird. It's not. No, you don't get to say others have to label you as cute. You don't get to take.
Says who?
Says logic. You don't get to own. Anyway, let's move on. PK99.
Right, finger thing was cute. I'll give it to you.
Thank you so much. You have been a member for 18 months of the Diet City Soldiers. Thanks, buddy. He says, Jaffe, did you check out the treehouse footage for Metroid? I have not. I have it up, and we were going to watch it as part of this stream. I think it's right here. First mission gameplay. I don't know if this. Yeah, this is the treehouse. I have it up. We'll watch it at the end of today's stream. I'm looking forward to it. But there you go. So now 16 out of 85. Let's see what happens.
Quick question. Do you ever read the codexes from games that have that as a function?
So, here's one of the reasons I love Elden Ring, for example. I was stuck in Elden Ring, and when I was streaming it, somebody said, oh, well, you have to do this. And I'm like, you guys know this is my favorite game of all time, but why the fuck would I do that? And they said, oh, well, if you read the lore and the text, it tells you. And I'm like, it never would have occurred to me to go into the text description that's 8 paragraphs long for these things, and the answers would be there. Once I realized, though, that that's the kind of game it was, I was like, oh, this is excellent. And I started keeping notes, and I had a little journal and all that, but the game didn't prepare me that it was that kind of game. So in certain games where there is value, yes, but I won't do it. Like when I was playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, I loved the codex there, right? I know they don't call it that, but you can really learn history about how well researched that game is. It's like, here's what the cobblers did, and here's where they lived, and this and that and the other. But once I'm in the game, I just don't really, I'm busy. I don't really want to sit there and get distracted by it.
If you check out the side chat for this Discord thing, Discord call, the presentation room,
the Imperial Library.
That is a link. That is the. Have you heard of the Imperial Library?
No, I have not.
You should click it. Show the stream.
Okay, it's right.
I have read every book on this website multiple times. This is every single piece of lore for the Elder Scrolls series available on a website I fucking love codexes. I love like the world building that these fucking games offer. I've read the codex for Kingdom Come Deliverance all the way through. I played the game to 100% just so I can have the full codex and I can just go through and like
But
learn
see,
more about like the time period.
But what's wrong about that is you're saying that like it's a point of pride versus a point of shame, and I need you to be the thing.
No, it's just so cool. I'm saying I think it's nice when game developers include like more information than what is necessary for the gameplay.
This is a great time to talk about today's show sponsor, BetterHelp. Tech, how's that going? Have you started yet? I think it's clear you haven't.
Actually, our sponsor for this stream is Autism Speaks.
Probably. Although Rob the Mod's with you. He's 100% with you. Here's what I'll tell you. I'm not opposed to it, but two things on it, seriously. One is when I was playing Oblivion, which I think was the one that came out on 360, the first time I got to the main city and I went into the library and there were all the books, that's where I quit. But here's why. I'm not doing a bit. I'm serious about it. It's when the game, when I'm not trained by the game to know what information I need to progress, it's overwhelming for me, right? So if I come to a puzzle, for example, and I haven't read every book I've come across, and I'm like, oh shit, now I got to go, you know what I'm saying? Because like if the game doesn't tell you what you're playing, what kind of game, it sounds to me, and I know this now, that like Skyrim, Oblivion, all that stuff, that's for sort of color commentary. It's to kind of fill in the lore. But the game doesn't tell you that. So how would you know that?
For the longtime viewers of Jaffe, whenever you see him play a game and there's a puzzle involved, who else is very frustrated trying to see this man solve a puzzle? I try to watch your fucking Indiana Jones puzzle scene in like some snowy area where there's like a fucking like a cipher.
Yes, but wait,
it took you 48 minutes.
Okay, but wait a minute though. That a lot of people got stuck on that puzzle, and do you know why? It wasn't that the puzzle was hard. This is what I mean by onboarding. You gamers are so goddamn willing to let the developers get away with sort of metaphorical murder when it comes to game design.
It took me 2 minutes.
It wasn't a hard puzzle, right? This is how you know. I was trying all kinds of crazy out of the box things only because it was a machine that when you pulled a lever, these reels flipped around and you could put different reels in different locations. There was a line of letters below the opening, but the brown of those letters was very difficult to read. It was I didn't even notice those were there. If I would have seen them, if they would have popped visually, then the puzzle would have taken me 2 minutes, right? But I didn't see them because the art direction of that thing was poorly laid out. So instead of going, you're bad at puzzles, you should go, hey, Bethesda, Machine Games, you made a great game. Hey, Metroid developer, you made a great game with Dread. But you know what? There are certain parts, I'm sorry, where your art looks a little off, and it looks like it. You know, it's the truth.
There's two schools of thought. There's two schools of thought there for game design, right? Because you have that where it's like this would be the natural look of a puzzle box, and the brown is what the brown should look like. But then a very controversial thing in game design, like from years ago, that was a lot of YouTube videos made, was the yellow paint theory.
You don't have to,
right?
I get it.
Ledges are yellow, and all the ropes near the fucking ledge you can grab onto is yellow.
Go ahead.
Do you think one is better than the other? Like keeping it real, like Indiana Jones did, or just giving the fucking cookie to the kid? And it is. Do this.
Well, again, it's a very big problem because when you're talking about the cost of games, a lot of people will turn a game off if they don't know where to go next, which makes sense. They're there to be entertained, and a lot of people love that challenge. God of War 1 had some pretty weird puzzles, and we didn't help you at all. We made it clear that you were in a puzzle room. But and we focus tested it and they loved it. So we kept them in. But the yellow stuff I get is a problem. But whenever you turn it off, a lot of people get stuck and complain. But I'm not even talking about that because that's not really a puzzle, right? Like there are games like if you go back and play the original Tomb Raider remaster, which I played recently and I thought it was great. It was so great to have all of that accoutrement when it comes to getting you to move around was gone. There was no map, there was no HUD, nothing. And it was so immersive. But at the same time, though, when you talk a puzzle, the puzzle should not be the art direction is so poor as it relates to how it is making the puzzle solvable, right? That would be like Indiana Jones going in Raiders of the Lost Ark, where he puts the Staff of Ra into that one hole, and Indy knew what to do, but you know what? The room was too dark, even with torches, and he could just never see it. Well, is that Indy's fault, or is that the fault of the puzzle? Right? That's a problem. And
yeah,
you know,
well, I think personally, I like it when games don't have like the rope on the edge of the cliff. That means that you can grab onto the sledge, or the fucking paint on the fucking things, or like there's a highlighted area with light that is like this is the direction to go. I prefer when it's like you have to kind of discover it, because if you were in this situation, you were actually the player, right? You don't know what the fuck is coming next. You don't know where the path is. You have to kind of discover it on your own. I like that, and I know it's frustrating, but I kind of like that frustration. And I'm curious from a
super chat. Thanks, pal.
there's a super chat.
Funny talking about onboarding. I bought that Ubisoft Avatar game, and I couldn't see a character for a quest because he's blue like
the background. Yeah, I mean that's right. Jojo D bought that recently as well. He was saying he didn't like the 3D maps in it, but yeah, I mean it's okay. I'm going to show you the solve to this, by the way, in just a second. I will give you a demo of the solve to all of this in just 1 second. But I hear you, Carlos, absolutely. But Jonathan in the chat is saying, Jaffe, the game designers put enemies on the ceiling in Metroid to get you to shoot at it, so you knew where to go and refused to notice. See, that's not accurate. And I'm just going to show it to you one more time for the
while he's looking it up. Hector, how you develop stories, right, for your D&D stuff, right? You build a world that kind of, there is like a idea of like what I want the players to do, where I want them to go.
Right.
Do you personally include more like obvious notes of like this is kind of where you should be going, or are you more like let them decide, let them improv it out, and then I'll decide from there where to go? What is your take on?
Well, that's an excellent question that Jaffe and I talked about a month ago, about the concept of what is the style of your RPG, with tabletop or with video game, and how open is it? How much is it like a Baldur's Gate 3 Act 1, where the idea is just check stuff out and you'll find cool stuff. Yeah, there is direction, but versus something that's more linear, like God of War, where it's, okay, go this way, right? Go in that way. And I think that, the yellow paint idea is great. And I also think that games generally are finding more elegant ways to present that through art direction. I thought that God of War 2018 did a great job with the handprints and the runes and stuff at making it so that there was a language that could be interacted with, so that it wasn't just running at every wall and seeing what you could and couldn't climb, because then you're not really... It escapes the realism factor, and it just gets into a space of like you're trying to learn the invisible walls of the game, and that's not no good. So there's a bit of my spitballing on it.
Let me show you two examples really quickly. This is God of War 2005. Okay, so when he comes into Athens after this little cutscene, there is a light right here. This is a save point. This save point was not there originally. We needed to put this save point here because we wanted to guide the player's eye to get him to go in this direction, not the left, right? That's because coming up here in a second, you'll see a door. And there's a door that you can't open yet. And there's kind of a classic satisfaction of puzzle design, which is you don't want to let the player find the key until they've seen the lock. Right? This was to get the player to know, oh, there's something over there, but I can't solve it yet. That was not working until we focus tested and play tested the shit out of this game and put that light there, which was a save point that we knew people would go to either to save or it would just grab their eye. Okay? So if you go from that to something like Metroid, which is literally called the Jaffe Room in the Wikipedia at this point, people love to pick on me about it, but they still refuse to listen to what I'm actually saying. Okay, which is this. This is the room we're talking about. Okay, I came into this room and like Jonathan just said in the chat, he said, oh well, they put these enemies up here to get you to shoot at them, right? Well, there had been previous levels or rooms in this game leading up to it where this was totally locked collision, right? So in other words, it was like showing you a cross section. You could see what was on the second floor, but it never occurred to me to aim up and shoot because that was a solid beam, right? And this right here is solid. This to me, I want you to think about this for a minute and stop being so arrogant, audience, and think, what am I, a fucking moron? Maybe in your mind, but think about this. What does this look like to you, Tech? And what does this look like to you? If this is a solid beam of floor, what does this look like?
Like holes in the floor.
Holes in the floor. It looks like an opening, right? Guess what? If you shoot at this, nothing happens. It's solid. So I did shoot at this, and I shot at this, and I said, oh, okay, it's solid. The only way to progress is to kill these guys and go up here. You have to shoot this. So if I'm shooting through what looks like a hole, and it's hitting a solid piece of material, or if I'm shooting here through what looks like a hole and I'm hitting a solid piece of material, yeah, I'm going to move on. It's never going to occur to me to shoot this, which doesn't even look like an opening. So sorry, but this is poorly laid out. Sorry. And people say, oh, well, there was something, a message earlier where it said, no, if you're lost, just shoot anything. Maybe it'll break. Okay, that's a fair criticism, but that's a piece of shit, stupid game design. If you're telling me in a game with a map, I want to show you how big this fucking map is. This is the...
I agree. Also, I want to say how funny it is that you have a Jaffe's room.
Metroid Dread full map. Okay? So this is Metroid Dread's map. Okay? And I could solve this game... Here you go. Let me just... Somebody give it to me. What's going on? Images. Come on. So basically, here's 100% of the map. And what they're saying is, at any given time, you can be lost, you can be stuck. It's a Metroidvania, which means you may not have unlocked the ability yet to get to a certain place. There's a lot of reasons why you may not be able to be progressing in this game. Now you want to add on top of it, it could be none of those. It could just be that you haven't gone into every single goddamn room and gone, shoot. Nope, next room, shoot. I mean, talk about watching fucking paint dry. You don't get to defend this. I don't give a fuck if you have nostalgia for Metroid. I don't give a shit. It's bad design, and it shouldn't exist today in 2025 and be getting the kudos that you guys are giving it. It's okay to be wrong, but in this case, you're the ones that are wrong. My God, that feels good to be right. Anyway, right. Steve Johnson says if it was glass, it would be good to be, it would be better. Soggy says in the old Metroid games, they would confine the player into small, inescapable places. Exactly. Then you're like, well, I can't solve it by exploring. I can't solve it by, I'm just not jumping at the very edge of the pixel ledge. I can't solve it by logicking a puzzle of gears and levers. Maybe I just have to shoot everything. But they unlock all of these rooms that you can go back to when you're in that room. Fuck you. It's bad design. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Design. Goddamn right.
Reviewing it now, it is bad design.
Of course it's bad design. What really is shameful are these fucking Nintendo fans who don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They should be ashamed of themselves.
I mean, that ceiling looked, the holes in it looked like it could have just been art design to me as well. So
yeah, I don't know what, yeah, I'm sorry. But Jonathan says usually a dead end in Metroid means shoot something. Number one, the game, you may come into Metroid with a history of Metroid, Super Metroid, the retro 3D Metroids. But to assume that the player has to have taken a series of classes before they can sign up for this class, like a prerequisite, is ridiculous. Sorry. Anyway. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go to therapy to address the Metroid issue. You goddamn right. All right. Again, if you want to come in and share your thoughts, raise your hand. Tech will bring you into the show.
Who made Dread? Who's the producer?
A
on that?
great developer. They're a developer that are now also working on more of a God of War hack and slash with these cool weapons you can craft. They did the Castlevania 3Ds on PS2. They did 2 of those. And I actually had somebody from the developer reach out to me and go, you know what, you're right. And I said, well, can you admit that? And they're like, no, we're not going to fucking go out public with that. But it's like, yeah, you know.
Yoshio Sakamoto?
No.
That's not right?
No. These are guys. Well, he may have produced it, but the developer, I think, is in America, I think. So.
Well, fuck that guy.
You goddamn right. All right.
You have a room now. You have a Jaffe room.
I'll take it.
That's...
Here are the top games downloaded on the PlayStation Store. I mean, yeah, who cares? Does anybody care? No. First Berserker.
Minecraft's on there.
Yeah, it's on there. But this is from last month, which means like Split Fiction did really well. First Berserker did really well, given it came out at the very end of the month, which is a great fucking game. Oh, Mercury Steam. Yeah, they're Spanish. They're not American. You're right. Thank you, buddy. Well, if Trump has anything to do with it, they'll be American soon. They'll all be American. But anyway, yeah, I hear you.
You have Steam's numbers for last month?
No, I don't care. I mean, what's the point? Listen to this. Here's what's exciting.
Because Steam is the better platform than fucking PlayStation.
I love Steam,
Store.
but most of the audience is PlayStation here. Bungie sci-fi extraction shooter this Saturday. Come on, Tech. That's gross. If I am not playing Elden Ring because we don't make our numbers, then I will probably be streaming this. This is going to be released this weekend. They're going to give us finally some information about their Sony. I don't think it's an exclusive, but obviously Sony owns it because they own Bungie. Marathon, which is an extraction shooter that, at least at the moment, all we can tell is it shares only the name of the classic Bungie title Marathon, which I played on the Mac back in the day. So, cool visual style. We'll see. Trying to think if there's anything else we need to get to, because I think we're kind of... Blueprints is out this week. I played the demo. I wasn't in the headspace, but it is becoming a Game of the Year contender for a lot of people. The demo is... I think the demo is still available on Steam. Might be on console. The concept is you play this guy and your uncle or grandfather's dead, and they invite you. He invites you to come... and he thinks you're worthy of his estate, but you have to solve this puzzle. And every day, the order of the rooms and the puzzles change, and there's a bit of a rogue. There's no enemies, so it's not like rogue like you're fighting. But there's data that stays rigid and in terms of room layouts and puzzles, and there's data that is fluid. And I played the demo. I wasn't in the headspace for like a puzzle-like game, and so it wasn't for me at the time, but I'm certainly going to give it more of a chance now that the reviews have been so good.
Is the shooter coming out for free? Is it a free to play or
which shooter?
The Bungie shooter.
Oh, I don't think they've announced that actually. I don't think they've announced that. Eric, what's your question? I don't know. What do you mean K-Nubs? And now chat, do you see why Jaffe finds streams like this boring? I don't find streams like this boring if we're talking about non-boring things. But yes, do I really think there's anything interesting about me clicking on this and reading you what you can see with your own goddamn eyes? No, I really don't. I really don't. Can you not go to the goddamn internet and see what if this? But the Metroid conversation, interesting. Here's another conversation that is fascinating, and I'm a little pissed about this because once again, the goddamn internet brigade is running around going, "This is terrible. How dare you, Jeff Keighley, tweet about this?" Remember when Tech earlier was asking about the yellow lines? This is the solution. And watch this, Tech. I love a lot of you guys in the chat, but some of you guys are fucking morons. Okay? I want you to watch this, Tech.
Yeah.
What's going to happen is I'm going to show this and people are going to bitch about it, right? Or that's not good. Look at the frame rate. All this shit, right? Yes, it will help Metroid. This is a real-time, Microsoft just put it out yesterday. It is a real-time version of Quake that is being entirely written in real time by artificial intelligence. It runs at like 8 frames. I'm going to play it for you. It runs at 8 frames a second. It has very little persistence, meaning if you look at the floor and you look back up, the hallway you were looking at has changed because it doesn't have the ability yet to really maintain the integrity of the space it's creating. But this is absolutely the future of fucking video games right here. And so if I am in this room, and let's say this is the Metroid room, if I'm in this room and the designer has said, I want everyone's experience in this room to be of such that they get stuck a little bit, but they feel really smart after they've solved it. And that's what the designer, that's what the human has said. This in my path of troughs and peaks and valleys of pacing and tempo and engagement, that's what this room should achieve, right? Then the AI will take over and go, if Jaffe's stuck in this room because he doesn't know to shoot up at the ceiling, which is, let's say, 20% of the people did, then that's not a problem. For us, we will spawn something or make something that's just as engaging, but it's a little bit different for Jaffe's brain that will feel the same as it feels for Tech's brain, but it's done in a little bit of a different way. Now, that's not coming tomorrow, right? But that's why I'm so high on AI. This is the holodeck. We are watching the first bricks of the holodeck being laid. And instead of shouting from the rooftops about how amazing this shit is, everyone's like, yeah, hate it, taking jobs. Everything's taking jobs. Welcome to capitalism. That's a different issue. We have to solve that. It's an important make but that's not this issue. Microsoft's doing this. You think if they can enter in a couple of prompts, they're not going to enter in the prompts and make games cheaper to make? But here's the persistence thing we're talking about. Check this out. If you look down and then you look back up, it's different, right? So there's like a yellow sherbet sunset outside. Now I look down and I look up and it's totally different, right? It doesn't have the ability yet to maintain the persistence. Again, I don't agree with you.
That window's gone.
I don't agree with you, Eternal. Human touch, artistry, direction, imagination, and vision needs to always be present. Otherwise, it's a soulless imitation. Again, the prompts will be the human touch, but all of those things that you've just written mean nothing. And I don't mean that like your point means nothing. I don't mean that like I don't appreciate you sharing your point. What I mean is you're saying things that are abstract ideas because you can't really put your finger on it. And there's a lot of things I could show you that's been made by AI and you'd never know. What does artistry mean? How do you define artistry, direction, imagination, vision? I would say if you look at Mario Kart World, where's the human touch there? It can still be a fun game without it.
800,815, Jeff. That's over.
What'd you say?
800,815.
I don't know what you're.
Or maybe
are you speaking
8
in
million?
What are you?
8,000.
What are you talking about? Again, I don't know what you're saying. Am I supposed
8
to?
million, 8,135, Jaffe.
Okay, I'm going to continue with the show because I don't have the energy to play your little reindeer games. Hector, you can give me the definition, but all of those definitions are based in the same kind of abstract words. Art, the expression or application of human creative skill. What the fuck does that mean? And imagination. What does that mean? Typically in visual form. Right? I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, that's just what Google says. I just always find it interesting to go to the literal definitions of words when we have these open questions. Because sometimes they answer it, and sometimes, like here, it doesn't.
No.
And artificial intelligence really is going to challenge us to, I think, refine that definition.
It's going to challenge us or lead us to a place of going, oh, this shit's been romanticized because it makes us feel good.
Sure.
To define things as such. But, it's Look, here's the deal. When I started, I have a digital song that starts this show now, which is all AI driven. And I accidentally didn't tell it to do instrumental when I first hit go. And I was like, that's a good song. It's fine. Is it Bob Dylan? Maybe not. But, you know, people when they have this conversation act like they're used to like the most refined palette of experience. And then they go see the fucking Minecraft movie over the weekend. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Jackie.
Right? I mean, it's like, seriously, it's like if you're talking about somebody that was like raised in the library of Oxford University and they've only eaten Michelin 4-course meals and they've only seen opera, okay, maybe you have a point. But the number one show in America is, I don't know, let me put up top 10 shows TV of the last week.
The Jake Paul reality show.
Probably. Right? Here we go. Here's the top 10 of the last week. So you tell me. Reacher, I don't know what Running Point is. Family Guy, Love is Blind, Beauty in Black, Bluey, Despicable Me 4, NCIS, which you can't convince me isn't made by an AI at this point, or Grey's Anatomy. White Lotus gets a pass. At least the last one was bad, though. So don't act like we are a cultured people that appreciate art. When's the last time you went to a goddamn museum? I was at one a month ago. I went to a goddamn Modern Art Museum Abstract a month ago. When's the last time you guys went? Sit the fuck down. Sit the fuck
Salty
down.
Beast.
What?
Wants to know if you would be mad if there was an AI remake of Twisted Metal.
No. In fact, I was actually quite excited when there was recently a remake of Twisted Metal, and it turned out that a lot of it was done with AI. It was cool. It was cool.
We never had that guy on the show, by the way.
I would love to. I want to.
We never got back to him.
No, we got to get back to him. Blackjack says, so can we place AI on the same category as junk food? Right now, probably at best. You think I want to go play that Quake game that I just showed you? Of course not. It's not there yet. But have some vision, man. I've showed you guys before what driving games looked like in the arcade when I was a kid. Right? I mean, and now think about what the latest and greatest fucking driving games look like. This is what it was when I was a kid. 50 years later, we are looking at, Forza Horizon or Gran Turismo or whatever. So think about the Quake footage that I just showed you and imagine, just all you have to do is go watch Star Trek The Next Generation. If you've never watched it, watch the holodeck. Watch me play the games that Hector makes in D&D. Hector is basically AI. He's not, but his imagination is that we can come up with anything and say, hey, you know what? I want to take that big statue and I want to use the wand of flame explosions that I got last campaign that I still have, cause the statue to collapse into the floor. Holy shit. Well, Hector didn't think about that, but he's got a human brain, and suddenly he will write in real time a story because now there's a second floor to the library where something cool has to be down there. I cannot fathom why fellow gamers don't look at that and go, oh my God, that game sounds amazing. Because it is. What are you going to say, Hector?
Well, and that's the thing with, because in some of the stuff we've been talking about hypothetical projects, I've been messing around with some AI image generation just to get a feel for how it works. And there's something in a adjacent method to what you're describing about D&D, which is marvelous about having an idea and then having a realized version of that show up in front of your eyes. And so for D&D, it's, the game is playing out based on these improvised ideas now. For AI art generation, you type a prompt in that you're like, I could never think of what this would look like, and then blah, there it is. And here's an example of just that.
This is you guys have all seen this. This is the trailer of Lord of the Rings from Peter Jackson, but it's done in Ghibli style. Right? Now, if somebody would have told you, and I'm sorry, you can disagree with me all you want, but I don't think you could actually back it up with facts. If somebody were to say, hey, Peter Jackson has been working on with Ghibli to make a frame for frame remake of their Lord of the Rings movie, and this is the trailer, you go, whoa. Or at least for most of it, most people would. And this is basic. This isn't where we're at. right? So come on. The last thing I'll say about it, I promise, at least for the moment. Like, I know this isn't perfect. It's not there yet. It's all AI, yes. But tonight on Madhouse, by the way, we're going to have a new segment. And I was working with Bunny all weekend, a couple of 20 minutes on Sunday. Shut up. My brain is broken. I was working with her this weekend. How about that? And we were working on this thing, and it's a story we're going to tell about this tunnel in Ohio. And in Ohio, it's a tunnel that has been, there's a lot of people who say it's haunted, basically, right? And so it was like, all right, well, let's have some art to go along with that particular conversation we're having, right? Here's the art. After I basically fed into the program, I said, hey, man, here is the story based on the actual haunting. I want you to take that story, make it a little bit more pulpy and commercial, and then give me an image. And within 30 seconds, I had this image. Now, is it ready to go yet? No, but it's not a bad image. It's not a fucking bad image for the story that's being told tonight. So I just think people should settle the fuck down and recognize that we are... The sooner you embrace this and get comfortable with it and learn to control it, the better off you'll be if you are a creator. It's still a crapshoot, says Orion's Angel. Is that what you really want? Well, again, any art is. When I was working with concept artists, I would go to a concept artist and say, here's my vision, blah, blah, blah. And then they would go off and they would get paid to do it. And it would come back and we'd have 10 or 15 iterations and it would cost, $5,000 for one image. I can sit here, do it all day long, make adjustments. I can even go into the image and say everything's great except the lantern. And I can tune and tweak just the lantern. If I don't like that, I can tell the AI, keep everything the same, but make the lantern a banana. And let's see. And it doesn't always work, but a lot of times it does. And I can also go over to other AIs and have the other AIs do it. I can try it on Grok. And what I'm not trying to sell you on it. I'm just trying to push back a little bit on the fact that as someone who does creative work and loves creative work, you guys who are being told that this is some soulless endeavor, it's really quite, it requires imagination to come up with something interesting and something unique in this space. Eric, I have no idea if it's going to end up being that the expensive games will push people to Game Pass. I just don't know. I mean, I think for me, it makes a lot more sense. I don't want to go out and buy a $50 game if I can get it on Game Pass. Right?
I think another interesting thing to think about with AI and image generation and all the different things it can do is how much of it is free right now. Is it going to stay free?
It's not free to me.
Especially when
I
people
pay for this.
Sure. But like if you have a Google account, you can use Google Gemini and generate very good images. You can make like 75 a day. So right now there's a lot of stuff that's free, and creators would be wise to start figuring out how to take advantage of that before the money train starts to roll in and this stuff all starts to get cost gated.
Yeah. And what I'll say, Prince Green, he says, I think people who are not artists but creative love AI because they can create stuff that they were never talented enough to create. But real artists who put years in to get good hate AI, and I understand. Oh, I totally get that. But there's a very famous comic going around that is basically an artist that's bitching at photographers. It was like 1820 or whatever, and going, oh, well, that's not really skillful, right? Because it was, I'm used to learning how to paint the human form. Well, that guy just took a camera and took a shot. Are you going to tell me that taking a picture, there's no artistry in taking a picture? So I understand, but hard skills always give way to tools that make it more democratized. That's everything. That's everything.
The real point of evolution will be when we have artists who are specifically creating artwork to train AI.
Well, that's already happening. Again, people can't separate the two things. Like in the chat right now, Eternal says Jaffe doesn't make games anymore. He's ignoring what those actually working in the industry are saying. I'm not, but I'm able to separate the two issues. There's the issue that artists are having their work stolen and there is a lack of compensation for that. That's bad. I am not ignoring the fact that people are losing their jobs to this. That is progress, but personally and economically, that sucks. That's bad. Those two things can be true and they can be issues that need to be resolved while also appreciating the incredible value that this brings us as an audience and as creators. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm fucking saying.
We gotta love the art style mismatch of that banana.
Well, I can change it. Let's see. Let's say, now, I don't know if I have to select it again. Let's see.
Don't change it. It looks perfect.
Shut up, Rob. You're affecting. You're messing with my vision. You're messing with my art. I'm always nice to the AI. I read an article saying you really don't have to be, but I don't care. So I'm going to say
I am too.
I'm gonna
It's,
say,
it's like a weird
love
psychological
it,
thing.
but
Yeah.
can you make the banana? Can you make the banana
I'm way too nice to the AI.
less? I spelled banana wrong, but less colorful.
I call it a bitch quite
and
often.
rotting and make it fit into the horror vibe of the rest.
It's going to take over the world, Tech.
It already is. It's excellent.
First thing I
Very
had to
nice
do with
guy.
Gemini was have a philosophical conversation about AI.
Oh, of course, absolutely. There's a whole. We're going to talk about that on Madhouse tonight as well, because there's a whole comic series. I don't know if you saw where an artist asked AI to make a comic series about what it's like to be AI or ChatGPT, and it's pretty esoteric and existential and very strange, very very strange. So, okay, let's see. What is Pandora? Give me this demo, Pandora. I gave 2,000 money, Nina. I mean, this is just ChatGPT Pro, which is the $20 a month ChatGPT.
Nina is Dutch, by the way.
Cool.
Yeah.
You remember who Dutch is, Jaffe?
Do I what?
You know who Dutch is? Dutch from the Discord?
Oh, I thought you meant Dutch like they have wooden
No,
shoes.
not the. No. Nina is Jaffe. Jaffe got a word, Jaffe.
Oh, that guy. Okay.
Oh, Jaffe.
All right. Yeah, Sora's great, Salty Bees. The song I'm about to play to close out this episode was done with that. Right, Soggy says we're all a bunch of monkeys copying each other anyway. We think we're so original. You goddamn right. All right, let's see if it did the banana well. I don't know. It's still more hit and miss than I would like, but more often than not these days is there you go. Might want to make it.
Hey, here it comes.
Yeah.
It's just blurring it out naturally. It's just the banana became like something else.
No. You know, Rob, be nice to ChatGPT. God damn it. XFoss says I'm always polite to AI too. Yeah, see, that's better. Right? Come on.
And the other thing that occurs to me is with AI and artists is, yes, it's really sad, but it's also evolution of technology. It's why did the Stegosaurus not make it into the Cretaceous period? Because the atmosphere of the Earth changed and they couldn't survive anymore.
Right.
And that's an unfortunate thing, but it's not like the advancement of AI is always something that was on the way. And
Right.
one can have taste that, you know, I tastefully, one might not like AI art. Yeah, that there's completely reason for that. But it's like, and would it be excellent if there were programs that started to get set up to fairly compensate artists for putting their images into AI, like really fairly? Well, then that would be probably a balanced way to accommodate the loss of profession. But
yeah.
I don't know what exists.
So I have been used to paying artists to make emotes for YouTube, and I had an artist lined up to do Bunny, who's one of our hosts on Madhouse, and I used this picture, and instead of paying an artist, I just asked ChatGPT, and it made me the Bunny emote that we're now using. It also made me a Cleaver emote. Now, is there an artist now that's not being paid probably $50 for the Cleaver emote? Probably. Oh, well. I mean, does it suck? Of course it sucks. Personally, of course it sucks. But you really want me to go out and spend $50 on something I can do in 5 minutes? Who would do that? Who's going to, I mean, what kind of, hell, Tech's producing the show. Tech, would you approve of that use of the money to produce the show? Or should I just type it into ChatGPT?
Nah, AI art because it means I don't lose money on my paycheck.
That's right. I mean, so
We could just get cred to do it.
who?
So we could just get cred to do it.
Who's cred?
CR3D.
Oh God. Oh, he was so. He's an artist, and I get it. He unfollowed. He unsubbed to the channel because I paid him once to do art for me for the channel, and it was great. It was fine. And then afterwards, he was asking if I needed more work or he needed more work, and I was like, "Well, I'm doing some AI stuff now," and he got all furious, and I'm like, "I get it, but sorry."
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
He lost his shit.
I mean, I'm like, what do you want me to do? Pay you $250
Wow.
or do this? So, Jesus Christ, man. Anyway,
Rumor has it he's still upset about it.
well, there's not much I can do. I mean, figure it out, man. Let's see. I have more, but I'll save it for tomorrow. Let me see if there's any other big news that we wanted to cover before we wrap it up. What's this? Oh, it's influential blueprints. I think we're good. We were going to watch the Metroid thing. We'll put that on for tomorrow. But yeah, there you go. So what do we think of this new format, chat? What do you guys think? Do we like it? It's not always going to be Hector, Rob. Tech will probably always be here and me. But honestly, we've had MK Ness, Glass Burrito, Fat Nolan, David K, and Avoid in the audience. And you can come up anytime you want. Just be part of the show and share your thoughts, either in the YouTube chat or by putting yourself in the Discord. So I like it more because it's kind of fun to have a conversation with everybody. But what do you guys think? Do we like this format, or do you prefer to go back to the old format? Now, certainly I got to figure out this visual because this looks like shit. But we'll figure that out for tomorrow or the next day. And we'll change the... but again, we need to have a conversation, Tech, after this about, is there a way we can do... member goals. Twisted Sith says, I hate it every second. Tech ruin your channel and your life. Fair enough. Here's the deal.
You're banned from the Discord.
Nina likes, Fanto likes, Twisted hates, MKNS likes, Timothy Doom likes. Yeah, so I mean, the thing is, more people like it, and frankly, we get more shows this way. And all I have to say, Twisted Sith, is hopefully you'll stick around and you'll enjoy it. Change is inevitable. We only hope for change that's more positive than negative. Yeah, that's true. You want to see Rob? I'd love to see Rob. He won't put himself on camera.
So here's the thing:
here we go.
So I'm lazy when it comes to my camera. You guys have seen me. I've had my camera on 1 billion times during his streams.
Mm-hmm.
I unplugged it and I lost it somewhere in my office, and I don't feel like looking for it. That's ADHD, man.
It is.
That's the ADD right
It's
there.
okay. All he needs to do is put up his feet again.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Yeah, Soggy says, let's see your sexiness, Rob. Maybe next time. Maybe next time, baby.
Thank you. I'm doing the thing that Tech does with my fingers.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I've been doing that without noticing like a lot lately.
Here's what I'll tell you, though. If you want more of this delightful shenanigans, not just with me, but with Tech and Bunny Button, we are doing Madhouse tonight, 9 o'clock over on LolCow Madhouse. And then we'll be back tomorrow with either a Gabbin and Games in this format or a Jaffe Streams in this format. Tech and I have to figure out, though, why, like, how do we make money in this format over here? Right? Because it's a business. We got to make money. It's not only fan. I'm not doing it. Bad Robo says your co-host will soon be replaced by AI. We probably all will. You think this job, here's what it'll be. You'll have people like Warped Eye or Twisted Sith that don't like this stream, because they want to hear about these topics. And the AI will say, Twisted Sith loves Nintendo news, top 10 list, this game design deep dives, and FromSoft behind the scenes stuff. And it will put together a gaming stream just for you. And I'll lose my job. But you know what? It's fucking cool. Why would you not want to watch that? Why would you not want to fucking watch that? So, that's all I'm saying. Is Gabbin and Games tomorrow or just you tomorrow? PK, I think it depends on what the news is. What I'm trying to do is I want to do a show every day at 11:30 in this format. I definitely want to do Gabbin and Games at least 2 times, maybe 3 times a week, because I know a lot of you guys like it. And I like it when the news is compelling. but I still want to be able to commit to being here, even if it's just us hanging out and shooting the shit. So this week you will get 5 of these, including this one, 11 to 11:30, and then you'll also get a Madhouse, and we'll see how it goes. So, all right, Tech, any last words? Hector, Rob, any last words?
I'm cringe.
You well.
I am a little bit of a. I'm not gonna say that. That's.
I'm a little something of a bass guitar player myself.
Oh, nice.
You know.
I'm proud of you.
What Eternal says, if you watch something political, for instance, the next day you're bombarded by more of the same when you were just curious about one video. Oh, on YouTube? Yeah. No, I hear you. Yeah, the algorithm is not quite where it needs to be. Okay. Then there you go. Tech, I'll call you right after the show. Meantime, you guys be well. Here's an AI song to help you get through the rest of your day. Be well. Bye, Hector. Bye, Rob. Tech, I'll call you in about 5 minutes. Bye, you guys.
Bye, buddy.
Yeah, hey, when can we talk?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
With the call tech, just cover it quick there.
Yeah.
Yes, let's do that. Let's do that. And then also, Tech, can you make sure Rob and Sarah have a call? They want to have Rob wants to talk to Sarah. All right. I'll see you guys in about 5-10 minutes.
Okay.